What's going on, guys? Patrick here. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. Today we're going to be looking at this crucial Bitcoin analysis that you must watch. We're also going to be looking at somebody buying $250 million worth of Bitcoin. Yeah, $250 million worth of Bitcoin. So make sure you guys stay all the way until the end of the video because we are going to be going over a ton of stuff. But most importantly, update on the trades that we were in. A lot of you guys like this. We were in a short. We entered at this green candle over here. So very quickly, we entered a short and then, yeah, we hit all of our targets on that short-term trade, which was absolutely fantastic. Another one was Matic BTC. This one we were able to enter, and actually the nice thing was it dropped right into the bottom of our buy range, which meant that we were able to dollar cost average into that trade very well, put our buy price, right, the average price in the middle of the buy zone, which means that once it did reverse and make this huge move, we ended up making even more money. So both those trades were the ones that we were in. Remember, not every trade successful, but you have to average more successful trades than losses. That way, your average every month is positive and you do end up making money. That's the most important thing. And with the strategies that I've used, we average around a 75 to 80% success rate. So it's by far been working very well for me. So if you guys feel like you're missing out on those opportunities, you want to take advantage of everything that this market has to offer, make sure you check out the first link down below in the description for the cryptocurrency trade alert group. I post every single one of the trades that myself and my expert team enters in this group so that if you're a complete beginner, if you don't have time to do technical analysis, or if you don't know how to do technical analysis, you can copy our exact trade. It takes 2 to 3 minutes to set up, and after that, profits are taken automatically for you. So it becomes very, very passive. We have altcoin trades, we have leverage trades, and we have the #1 community in the cryptocurrency space. And most importantly, for 14 days, for over 2 weeks after you join, you can see everything that we have to offer, every single one of our trades for 2 weeks, completely risk-free. It's a free trial for you guys to test out, and if for some reason you don't like it, no matter what it is, no questions asked, you can simply cancel and you will avoid getting charged. So a ton of you guys have joined already and you were in the trades that I mentioned just now, and for those of you who are not in there yet, I look forward to seeing you in there so you can join us on these trades. But without further ado, let's dive into the analysis because there is so much that we need to cover. First off, since we last left off, look at what happened over here. So the 1 hour time frame looks worse than the 4 hour. That's kind of why you want to use a range of time frames to be able to get a better idea of what's going on in the market. But we had this previous support multiple times over here. We knew the support was going to come into play again. And the question was if we were going to break below the support or if we were going to bounce off. And now volume really didn't come in for us to break below. If you were to open the volume, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It didn't come in for us to break below. So over here, even though it looks like we tried to break below on the 1 hour time frame, we did start bouncing back up. Now this resistance is in play that we've seen multiple times again, and we drew it before. It's resistance, it's acting as potential resistance here again, but I did draw this other line at $12,100, which is to show that obviously this is a very strong resistance as well. So this pattern that we drew, if we zoom out, you'll see the end of this triangle right here is around the 31st of August, or it is the 31st of August, and usually these patterns break before it gets to the very end. So that's one thing we want to watch out for. That would mean anywhere between, the 20th to the 30th of August would be the most likely time that we are going to see this pattern break. But as with Bitcoin, anything can happen at any time. We need to stay updated on the price. We need to stay updated with the analysis to understand what exactly is going on. But let's look at the EMA ribbon, right? EMA ribbon, again, coming in pretty much perfectly with the resistance that we have over here. Obviously, with the bearish flip of the EMA ribbon, with a bearish flip of the EMA ribbon, we are in a bearish trend on the 1 hour time frame. So we expect this part to act as resistance versus when we're above it, where it usually acts as support. So that tying in with the actual resistance that we have drawn, the line that we have drawn before, obviously acting as a little bit of stronger resistance. So I'm interested to see if we are going to break above, which would give us a green light to potentially even test that $12,100 level again, or if we are going to reject back down and then get back into this pattern, which is getting tight, and we got to see if we are going to break above or break below. So it's a very important time for Bitcoin, because if we break below this trend line, this support line right here, we could be in for that $9,600 Bitcoin, which would fill that CME futures gap that we talked about so many times on this channel ever since it opened a couple of weeks ago, I believe it was. That's one thing we need to watch out for. Again, if that does happen, a perfect buying opportunity, a perfect entry for a long position for those of us who get in at the right time. That could be a very profitable position to be in. Or if we don't break below this, we obviously have that potential of playing in this pattern, which we need to see it come back up to 12,100 first to confirm this pattern is really what we are going to be trading in. One more test would be, ideal to confirm it and then see again if we're going to break above or if we're going to break below this area. But the 4-hour paints a little bit of a different picture. The 4-hour, this is where this support looks even better because we see the wicks come in below, similar to what we saw wicks coming in of this range and this range, but no actual candle body. And if you take a look at this, it's incredible. No candle body actually closed below the support. And if it did, depending on how you drew it, it was a very minimal draw. It was a very minimal close below before having a huge wick at the bottom and just showing that pattern continuing. Now this is where it gets interesting because the flip of the bearish flip of the EMA ribbon hasn't really happened yet, right? Or it hasn't happened yet, right? We usually see these flips. If I zoom out, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about when we had a bullish flip here where the red EMA, to make it simple, the red EMA on top is bearish, the red EMA at the bottom is a bullish trend. So we had the bullish flip here and we haven't seen that bearish flip even though the price has actually broken below the EMA ribbon. So again, coming into those crucial times where that flip comes in, we confirm we're in a bearish trend on the EMA ribbon. The 4-hour, it's bearish for Bitcoin. We can expect to be in that range for some time and we can probably expect to break below this support and go into that $9,600 test. If we don't have this flip happen though, and we just have a continuation up here and this be a fake out for, which is always why we want that confirmation, but this be a fake out for that actual flip, then we could see Bitcoin, like I said before, back into that $12,100 level. And then the daily time frame, this is probably my favorite because you guys know I like to say this and I've said this ever since we had this huge price gap between the gap and the EMA ribbon. Ever since then, I said that we're either going to trade sideways to allow for the EMA ribbon to come up and act as support, but we were going to test it, right? We were going to test it. It came back down this one wick, showing we were being pulled into the EMA ribbon. And then here we go, that light test of the support up at the top of the EMA ribbon, where we are trying to find support from this level. But it's interesting because the 4-hour time frame, the 1-hour time frame is resistance or is acting as resistance with this level over here, and the daily time frame is acting as support with this level over here, which means that in the coming weeks we're going to get a huge move for Bitcoin, either to the upside or to the downside. And the most important thing before we try to guess which one it is try to put ourselves in the best position possible. If you think of it, we can go all the way down to 10,200 and still be within the EMA ribbon on the daily time frame without breaking below it, which is something to keep in mind as well for to potentially be what happens for Bitcoin. So a ton of information. I want you guys to cover up with that. Now make sure you guys let me know down below in the description what you think is going to happen based off the analysis we have right now. The 4-hour and the 1-hour acting as resistance and the daily acting as support, getting to that level with the pattern that I just showed you ending on the 31st of August. So before that, we would expect to break either to the upside, we could see 13,800 that way, or to the downside, we could see anywhere from like 9,600, maybe 10,200 as well, is that area that I'm looking at. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. But we've had some crazy movement today. Look at Chainlink. We'll talk about it in just a second, but it's up 24.5%. But the biggest news of all is that the world's biggest business intelligence firm has bought 21,000 Bitcoin. Not $21,000 worth of Bitcoin, 21,000 Bitcoin, which was $250 million. Now, you know that there's only a limited amount of Bitcoin in circulation. As institutions come in and buy up a big chunk of that, it's going to make it harder and harder for one person to own one Bitcoin. So it's going to get to a time where people are going to own fractions of a Bitcoin. That's all they're going to be able to own because the rest of it's locked up, right? The rest of it, either people that got in early like you and me are going to own, or institutions are going to come in and have bought up a majority of it, which makes it really hard, and the price shooting up is going to be hard for people to own one full Bitcoin. Now, the company that bought it was called MicroStrategy. They confirmed in a press release coming out August 11th, which was yesterday by the time from when I'm recording this video. They confirmed they purchased 21,454 Bitcoin for $250 million. So for everybody wondering, they actually went on to say, where is it? They went on to say that they have formally adopted Bitcoin as its primary reserve asset. This is big news. Other institutions probably going to follow along. I don't think this is a one-time fluke. I don't think it's a one-time thing. I think other companies are looking at the potential of doing this as well. And if you imagine a company like MicroStrategy, which I'm assuming a lot of people haven't heard of, come in and buy $250 million. Imagine what happens if a couple of other companies come in and buy $500 million, $250 million, $750 million, start buying in a bunch of Bitcoin. The amount in circulation is going to cut. It's going to be very difficult to buy Bitcoin for those who want. The demand's going to either stay the same or increase, and then the supply is going to dramatically decrease because of them buying up so much. That, based off economics, is going to cause an increase in the price of Bitcoin. So that's the most important part for people holding, not necessarily who is buying, but the fact that they are buying and they will probably continue to buy. We'll probably see more people continue to buy. And if that is the case, then we can expect the price to move up, like I mentioned before. Now, Chainlink being up 25%, that ties in with the DeFi tokens. Band is one of them. Chainlink is another one. They're outpacing Bitcoin price because they've been gaining 100% in 10 days. We've talked about DeFi very briefly on the channel. Overall, we're focused a lot on the trading side and the analysis side and being sure we're in the right positions. So instead of talking about DeFi, I talked to you guys about either entering trades for those altcoins like Chainlink, which is one that we've traded multiple times in the group, or if you want to just hedge with that, buying Ethereum, because Ethereum needs to be locked up, and Ethereum being locked up, same thing with economics again. Supply being locked up, demand increasing because people want to buy into DeFi tokens. So the demand is increasing, causes the price to go up, and Ethereum has seen some very nice gains because of this. But guys, that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, don't forget, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, letting me know what you guys think is going to happen with the price of Bitcoin and also with the price of Ethereum. If you guys have any thoughts on that based off DeFi as well, let me know in the comments down below, and then make sure you are subscribed and you have your notifications bell turned on so you can check back in to see every video we upload, so you can stay updated with everything to do with the Bitcoin price, so you can make sure you're in the right position moving forward. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys on Friday for another video.